there, fast as
Hello, my name is Simon. I'm 24 years old and this sound quality is awful. Whatever, okay, I love to make films. I always dreamed about making my own movies, but I never knew how to get into the field. I don't know anybody who do movies like Christopher Nolan and go up to him and say, hey, can you give me a job? And he'll be like, yeah, sure, I know you for a lot of years, why not? That's not the case. I eventually figured out that the best things to do is just start to make my own movies. So that is where we are now. To make sure I'm not wasting my life on this impossible dream, I set myself a deadline, which is, if movie making as a career is nowhere to be seen in 5 years from today, I will put it on the shelf and get an ordinary job. Timer starts now.
I'm currently recording on this recorder on a goddamn pink selfie stick, but it quite gets the job done. I'm not sure it does, probably not.
Okay, we'll start nice and slow, no pressure.
No stress, we have a lot of time. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, I think we just need to start from the beginning. But the most important steps is you, the camera, and to know about the camera, there's 3 main factors you need to know about, and that's ISO, aperture, and no shutter speed or something like that. I don't quite understand it, but I think if I draw it on cardboard, we might get to know about it. ISO, aperture, and shutter speed. The thing that they all have in common is that they give light to the picture.
But there's a cost.
First one, ISO. And ISO is your sensor sensitivity to light. ISO should be the last thing that you use to give your picture light, because it makes it grainy and you lose a lot of that smoothness. Okay? Second one, aperture. Aperture is defined by how much the lens opens up and give lights to the sensor. The more it's open, the more lights get in, but you lose your depth of field, because if you want to take a picture of a portrait, like a person with a background, you can lose that aperture, get in more light and have a nice blurry background, and that's also give dimension. But if you want to take a picture of something like a landscape where you need to see the whole frame nice and clear, you need to have a low aperture and try to get light from somewhere else, okay? Third and last one is shutter speed. Shutter speed is the speed of the shutter. Okay, it's the shutter is the thing that opens up, that lights into the sensor, where the sensor captures what it sees and make a picture out of it. So the slower the shutter closes, the more lights get in, but also you get more motion blur, because every movement that is in that shutter will be on the frame, so you can see it as if you have a small clip of something and all the clips get combined, you get this weird blurry person. If you want to take a picture of something like an explosion, you need to have a high shutter speed, because that's fast moving and you want to really capture the moment. Okay, to sum up, ISO is the sensor sensitivity to light. If you have a low ISO, you have low light and low noise. If you have a high ISO, you have high light and high noise. Aperture is the amount of the lens opening to the sensor. If you have low aperture, you have low light and a high depth of field. If you have a high aperture, you have high light and low depth of field, okay? Shutter speed is the amount of time that the lens opens for the sensor. Low shutter speed, low light, low motion blur. High shutter speed, high light, high motion blur. Okay, I think I get it now. It will probably take some time to memorize, but the most important thing is to know what the things are and how that works, because when you know that, you know how a camera works, and if there's something you doesn't like about the picture, it can probably be solved by one of these 3 things. So I think it's just a question about practice from now on.
Autofocus right there. Guess I can get a video out of that. I haven't done the stop motion parts and the cardboard thingy yet, or the me slamming my head on the table or looking at the clock shot, but I guess it'll take a lot of work. It took a lot of work. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one where I'll be doing an unboxing. maybe I'll can bump up my quality a little, because I think this was so depressingly bad. Hi, Spirit.